Hi, this is Phil and welcome back to our continuing coverage from CES 2025. We're on the show floor today and this is our final video of CES. It's been mega busy this year, as you can probably tell behind me. Lots of crowds, trying to get from meeting to meeting and so on. The week's just disappeared out here, but we've seen some great tech, we've seen some great TVs, and this is our wrap up. This is the best TVs of CES. We'll give some special mentions and I'll wrap the video up with my pick of the best TV of the show and see if you can guess. Right now, set yourself, see if you can guess which one it's going to be. Let's talk about Halo TVs first of all. So these are the big show-off TVs that, you know, they're going to cost many tens of thousands, and they're technologies that are maybe a few years away. Or certainly that's what we thought with OLED T from LG. So that's a transparent OLED. It's actually now a product. You can go and buy OLED T. It was launched just a few weeks ago as a product. You can pre-order it now, and yes, it's a statement piece. I don't know why you would have one as a normal consumer. To watch normal TV, you need to have the black backing up, and then it's just a normal OLED TV, and you're spending an awful lot of money to take that away, reduce the picture quality, and have a transparent screen. It'll work great in things like hotels and venues where you know, signage and that kind of thing. And they've got a fantastic display in the middle of the stand here, showing it off as transparent with lights behind it, and it turns it into you got pane glass windows and all sorts. Really impressive demonstration, and that's what it's going to be good for. It's going to be good for signage. It's going to be good for maybe the 1% out there who want to show off with this TV because they have floor to ceiling windows or whatever. So that's LG OLED T. It's now available as a TV to go and buy. Other TVs that really stood out for me in the Halo category, so micro LED 21:9. Who wouldn't want 140 odd inches or more of 21:9 micro LED TV, the best of OLED, the best of LCD mixed into one. Fantastic colours, fantastic dynamic range, 10,000 nits peak brightness from that display. It looked phenomenal at the Samsung First Look, so that's another big mention for that one as well. And Hisense have two Halo TVs. Hisense really pushing the boat out and showing that they want to be you know, a technology leader. They want to push as much as possible when it comes to TV. So there's two very interesting Halo products there. There was the 136 and the 163 MX micro LED TVs right at the front of the stand. Very, very impressive. And again, it's a statement of intent from Hisense. They intend to be a technology company, and they intend to be a name that is going to be a household name and that you can trust. And they're certainly doing that by showing what they're capable of with the technology. They really other interesting screen, which I'm hoping to review, probably not at home because it's 116 inches, but hopefully spend some time with it, and that is the 116UX, which is an RGB mini LED TV from Hisense. Again, the technology looks very impressive. It looks like they can do some really interesting things with that. So those are my picks for the Halo TVs. Let's move on to TVs that you can actually go out and buy this year.
AVForums CES 2025 coverage is sponsored by MPB. MPB is the smart, safe and circular way to buy, sell and trade used camera gear, with free shipping, secure payments and sustainability at its core. mpb.com is the site to visit.
So moving on to TVs, actual TVs that have really impressed me this year, I've got to say the Samsung S95F OLED looks very impressive this year. So we visited Samsung Display, found out a little bit more about the new generation of panel, and that's a generation of panel QD OLED panel, which we expect to be in the 55, 65 and 77 inch screen sizes for the S95F. And my summary here is on the assumption that that is the case. The 83-inch is definitely a WRGB panel from the version that I saw at the First Look event. Everybody else saw that panel as well, so it's not like it's any kind of secret. but I expect 55, 65, 77 will be QD OLED panels in the S95F. Again, it has the glare-free front on the screen, the matte finish, which is great if you're in a bright room, I suppose, and stops reflections and so on. But again, we still have elevated blacks, and there's still elevated blacks there. Now, they have changed the panel surface slightly to try and improve the black level. And seeing last year's model against this year's model, there is a slight improvement there when you're adding some ambient light on there. So again, proof will be in the pudding when we get these in for reviews. We get great accuracy for SDR and HDR, as you would expect at this price point and in this market. There's also a new menu system on the Samsung TVs this year, which I had a look at on the QN990D, but it's platform wide, so all the TVs will have the same menu system. Great if you're calibrating a TV because the menus are out of the way, so they won't pollute your patterns or your windows when you're taking measurements and so on. So that's a really nice touch that I really do like there. One thing that they're adding in is AI. So you get filmmaker mode if you want complete and utter accuracy, and that is still the case with the Samsung TVs. But one of the things that they did mention, and Florian mentioned it on the Innovation Room, is that ITU BT 2390, which is a standard, says that when you move away from a reference environment, then you need to adjust gamma because you're no longer in a reference environment. And the AI that they have put into the cinema mode on the S95F, it does that. It adjusts the gamma intelligently based on the scene, so shadows become more visible and so on. So that again is going to be interesting to test. It is disabled in filmmaker mode, but again, that's going to be really interesting technology to test out, because a lot of people live in bright rooms who don't live in reference environments, so that's going to be an important feature. So yeah, the S95F is a great TV. Can't wait to get one in for review and live with it for a little while and see exactly what it's like. And also the S90F and S85F are also looking like really good OLED TVs. I can't say QD OLED TVs because we still don't know what panels are actually going to be used at what screen sizes, and are we going to have a bit of a panel lottery with these models this year? I don't know. It's something that we're going to have a look at. Other Samsung TVs of mention, I'm going to mention the QN990F QLED, the 8K. It has the wireless One Connect box, which I think is great. It's not coming on the S95F though, which is a bit of a shame. But it uses Wi-Fi 7 between the box and the TV to communicate. Very low latency. It looked really good, and if you're somebody who wants to wall mount your TVs, then that's a really good option for you there. Does look like a very impressive TV if you want something at a large screen in a brighter environment and so on. And it has an anti-reflective, anti-glare screen surface as well, which was very, very effective in the demo that I saw. So let's move on to another TV that's impressed me this year at CES. So another big TV of CES, we saw it right at the beginning of the week, feels like a lifetime ago, and that's the LG G5. So they've done away with MLA, micro lens array, and basically what that is for anybody out there that still doesn't know, it's basically billions of convex lenses that sat on each pixel on the TV, and that directed the light out of the TV and it boosted the brightness. So that's gone now. They've got a new panel, and LG were really tight-lipped about what tweaks they'd actually made to the panel and what kind of panel it is. They just said it was much brighter with much better colour volume. Well, thanks to Panasonic, we know what that panel is. Now, Panasonic are calling it the primary RGB tandem panel, and basically it's what's called a 4-stack. So you have 2 blue, a red and a green, and they are stacked, so that's where you get the 4-stack. The tandem name becomes from the 2 blue that are in there. What this gives you is much better control and a much more cost-effective way of creating more light and a wider colour volume. And colour volume is important because obviously we now have QD OLED, and the big thing with QD OLED is the colour volume. So the LG G5, it looks like being a really strong contender again this year. 4 HDMI 2.1s, all the gaming features that you want, and this extra brightness and color volume. So the LG G5, it's a fantastic TV, and I can't wait to get one in for review, but it's not my TV of CES. So we looked at some really great TVs at CES this year, but this is my favourite. This is the Panasonic Z95B. It's an OLED with a difference. You've probably seen the video that I made from the launch event. If you haven't, then go and check that video out at the end of this one. We go into quite a bit of detail about why this is quite a special TV. It has the new panel, so this is the primary RGB tandem panel. And what does that mean? Well, it has two blue layers, a red and a green, and it gives you better brightness, far better brightness than MLA. So MLA is gone. This is new panel now. The picture quality is amazing. It's really, really good. And the big advantage here is color volume. They're having to compete with QD OLED. Samsung did move the game on, quite rightly. Great product, and the S95F is a great product as well. But this is my product of the show. This is the best of the show. It's got a fantastic new sound system on it, lovely new design. When you actually see it in person, you'll get it. The video from the other day was shot in a dark nightclub. We've got a little bit more light here, so I'll try and get some more shots for you, but you really have to see this in person. You know, the fabric on the sides here and around where the speakers are and so on, it really is a nice design. So you got the full Atmos system in here, we've got the new panel, and the other big engineering thing here is airflow. The way that they get the air in and out of the back of the set to take care of the brightness, because obviously, you know, you push things a little bit brighter, you generate more heat, and there is quite a bit of heat coming off these panels here. I'm standing next to them in a jacket on the show floor, so I am hot already, but you can feel the heat coming. This is my TV of CES. Will it still be a TV of the year when we get them in for review and we see everything else? Who knows? But at the beginning of the year, beginning of 2025, it is 2025, it's been a long week. This is my TV of CES. So well done, Panasonic. Hopefully you've enjoyed our coverage from CES this year. We've kept it very TV centric because that's important to you guys, it's important to us as well, important to me. I need to know what the new TVs are going to do. I hope you've enjoyed the content. Please do subscribe to the channel and leave us some likes. We're going to get straight into the new season with lots of TV reviews. We're going to look at some of the best 2024 TVs, some of the best deals that you can get. Those videos are coming up very, very soon on AVForums. So join us again very soon.